Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about is customized skincare and skincare supplements. So basically all facial skincare products, anything that goes on your face that doesn't come in a set, okay? So these are usually products that meet specific needs for people. So they have something that isn't completely met by an facial skincare set. Now, as I go through a lot of these supplements, you're going to see like, oh, that one sounds good. Oh, that one sounds good. Oh, that one sounds good. And so, and our customers can do that too. If we talk a lot about the supplements, then what happens is they sometimes get won over to all these different supplements as opposed to just a traditional skincare set. And you don't want that. The ideal situation for someone on their skincare should be a nice skincare set, whatever one is appropriate to her. And then the next thing is, well, what are her issues beyond that? Is it dry patches? Is it wrinkles? Is it dark spots? Like beyond what a traditional skincare set will provide, what's bugging her about her skin and what special needs does she have? And that's where a supplement or a customized, skincare product will come in. So nobody needs all of these things, but I would say most people need some of these things. And it really comes down to their own hot button, right? What bothers them? Like if someone looks in the mirror and they have puffiness under their eyes and it makes them feel badly about themselves or it makes them feel less attractive, then they should get something for under eyes. There might be somebody else who has even larger under eye bags, but they don't care. So then therefore they don't need a supplement. So it all comes down to what she wants. So I'm going to try and go, I've never actually put all the supplements and customized skincare in one place before, but I did that today and I grouped them. So I'm going to go through them based on the different line that they are. And again, interrupt me at any time. So we're going to start with the Volufarm set supplements. So we all know the Volufarm set. I went over that yesterday. We're not going to keep going over any of the sets, but these are 3 Volufarm branded products that people use in addition to the Volufarm set because they feel that they have specific needs that it will help with. So I'm going to start first with the Deep Wrinkle Line Filler. This is actually my favorite Volufarm supplement. And so it has a very pointy tip on it. And what you do is you squeeze some out right into major wrinkles. Okay. So, all right, I'm trying to mute everybody. Okay. All right. So you put them in right in major wrinkles. Unmute if you have a question, but I know there was some feedback there. And then you dab it in and it provides instant flattening. Okay. So it's what I do for appointments for this a lot is I'll put it on one side, I dab it in, and then I just wait. And the people looking at me can see the difference. Okay. This is a good example of a product that you can demo even better than you can have someone try it on because they can see it better on you like this than they can see it on them looking in a mirror like this. Right. So very popular for people with it's for lines around your eyes, parenthesis lines, these are called marionette lines, these are called, or if someone has wrinkles across their forehead. I used to have a wrinkle across my forehead. I'm 47. You'd think I'd have more than that. And you know what got rid of it? Actually, not this. Clinical Solutions did, but this helped it. All right, now the next product from the Volufarm line is the biocellulose masks, okay? So this is $70 for 4 masks, okay? So this is really a high-end product. And it has coconut water in it, and each mask comes individually packed in an individual packet. I recommend getting yourself a box of these to try them. And they're designed to be used twice a week for 2 weeks. Okay. And more people use these when they have a special event coming up. Okay. I should have told you the Deep Wrinkle Line Filler you can use morning and night. Okay. But this you'd use twice a week for 2 weeks, and it hydrates the skin and it lifts the skin temporarily. Okay. And the reason it's truly temporary, all products are temporary, really, if you think about it. People say, is it going to work forever? Well, a cleanser is temporary, right? Like no one ever says, if I use your cleanser, will I have to cleanse for the rest of my life? But then other times they'll say, oh, if I stop using the wrinkle cream, will all my wrinkles come back? Well, if you stopped cleansing, would the dirt come back? Yes, it would. All of this stuff is temporary, but this is particularly temporary because it's adding water to your face. And so it hydrates, it lifts, and they're amazing. But we Google the before and after pictures, they're amazing. But to me, it's more of a special event thing. I have a reunion coming up, I have a wedding coming up, so I'm going to use them twice a week. You peel them off, there are the instructions on the back. You look really, really weird, like you're wearing kind of a hockey mask, and you leave it on for at least 20 minutes. You can leave it on for more than that if you want. So these aren't one of my biggest sellers because they are kind of pricey, but I have customers that do love these and go through them. So what I sometimes do is I sometimes will give one mask as a gift with purchase. So if I have a really good client, like a Volufarm client, and I want to give her a gift with purchase, rather than giving her a mini hand cream that will live in her purse for the next 3 years, I might give her one of these masks. And I've had people get one of these masks from me, and then now they're great clients for these. So really, really wonderful. I have heard, I didn't do this myself, but I've heard some people that say that this is what got them through Clinical Solutions. When their skin got dry and red from Clinical Solutions, these masks saved the day. So that's kind of good to know.
I have a question about that one.
Sure.
Can that one be used like regularly if someone wanted to, or is that just
Absolutely. It's wonderful for your skin. The reason we say it's, and there are a couple people out there like Jordan Twilley, if you know her, sales director, she says it's her favorite product. She tells everyone at every party it's her favorite Mary Kay product. And as a result, she sells more of these than anyone under the sun, because what you talk about is what you sell, right? Yes, absolutely. It just would be a financial commitment for people beyond anything else that we have. Because it'd be 100, if you did it twice a week, it would be $140 a month, every month. So, you know, it's just a commitment, but some people do it. All right, now this is the Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. This is an exfoliator, and Clinical Solutions aside, we're just talking basic supplements. Revealing Radiance Facial Peel is our most powerful exfoliator. It has glycolic acid. It's a chemical exfoliant. People put it on, they leave it on for, they say 10 minutes. I usually, leave it on around there. And then you take it off. It can feel really unrewarding when you're first using it because it feels like you're putting on moisturizer and then you're wiping off moisturizer. That's what it feels like. It's not a moisturizer, it's a chemical peel, but it doesn't give you that nice scrub that Microderm does, or like when you any sort of great exfoliator like that. But I tell people, if you want to really take off the dead skin, it's absolutely amazing, and it's more powerful than microdermabrasion. But should they use Microderm or should they use this? It really is up to them and what they're willing to do. I'm going to show you them. What? Pardon me?
You're putting it on and then leaving it on for a little bit, and then
leaving it on for 10 minutes, and then you wipe it off. Now, the microdermabrasion is our other major exfoliator, okay? And it comes with a scrub, and this is a physical exfoliant, and you rub it in for about, I don't know, 30 seconds. If you have a very wet face and very wet hands, you can use less product. I always tell my clients that. It's a good tip. It makes their product last longer. It also helps build trust with my clients that I'm trying to help them make their products last longer. So I always recommend to people using it in the shower twice a week. Rub it in. When you get out of the shower, you put on this product. It's the Pore Minimizer. This comes in a set. You can purchase them individually. Most people get the microdermabrasion set, and then when they run out of one, they just order the one. So the microdermabrasion Refine is the scrub, and the Pore Minimizer is the second step. And this does two things. Number one, it soothes their skin because they just ripped off up to a complete layer of dead skin. But I always say, it was dead anyway. Good riddance, right? The other thing that it does, it actually tightens pores from within. So if someone has large pores, this product will help to tighten them from within. Unlike if you put on like an alcohol-based toner that will make them look really small for a minute and then open back up. So they're both great products. So if someone says, well, which one should I get, the Microderm or the peel? I say to them, which one are you more likely to do? If you put this in your shower and you had to do it twice a week, like I always do Wednesdays and weekends, that's one option. Or you have this by your sink in morning or night or whenever you feel like you put it on for 10 minutes a couple times a week. Which one is more likely to happen? And they'll give me an answer. They're going to be like, oh, the one in the shower. Or they're going to be like, oh, I like using masks. And that's how they should choose. I don't really say, oh, this one's better. I'll say this one's more powerful, but the best exfoliator is the one that you're going to use, because some people will never sit there with a mask on. And then other people are like, if it's in the shower, I'll never remember. I shower in 3 minutes. Okay, so that's how we ask. All right.
So I have another question.
Absolutely.
I run into this a lot, but if I'm going to send a facial bag and someone tells me they're like in their 50s or 40s or whatever, and they have a lot of breakouts and still, would you send the Voluform set with the facial peel or the Voluform set with a microderm, or like, because I feel like I run into that a lot where I'm like, do I send them the facial peel or the microderm? The facial peel?
Okay. I
So,
don't sample the peel anymore, ever.
oh, okay.
I shouldn't say ever. When there is a kind of party called Hydra Session, which some of you have done, it's an 11-step skincare back-to-back treatment that mimics a spa facial. In that case, they'll get a peel. Otherwise, I don't give them a peel. And this is why. It doesn't feel like anything. They put it on, it feels like moisturizer, they take it off. It didn't feel good. And after one time, they're not going to see a big difference. Whereas with the microderm, they're going to feel the scrub and they're going to be like, oh, they can feel their blackheads coming off, or they can feel the dead patches coming off. So I would never send that anymore, because it just wouldn't. I've never had someone buy it from there. I've had a lot of people buy the peel because I told them about it. They're like, oh, I feel like my skin is so dry and it gets like so dead looking and so dull. And I'll say, I have two great exfoliators that you will love. One is a scrub. It's called microdermabrasion. And I'll explain what I just told you. And I'll say the other has glycolic acid in it. And you just put it on for 10 minutes twice a week. They're both wonderful. You'll love them both. The peel's a little more powerful, but they're both great. And usually the person has opinions. They'll go, I want the scrub. I want the peel, whatever it is. I just realized I forgot to grab a product, so hang on. One product that did not make it to my thing, which Ali and I just had a question on. And really it goes now, because really this is our greatest exfoliator now, because that is what the Clinical Solutions is. So, you know, these are all exfoliators. The microderm is a physical exfoliant. The peel is a chemical exfoliant with glycolic acid. And Clinical Solutions is basically just a big, old, powerful exfoliant with retinol. And this is by far the most powerful exfoliator that we have now. Now, this is such a deep exfoliator that it can do a lot more than the peel and the microderm. Okay, the peel and the microderm can take off dead skin. It can help with the look of fine lines, right? Because if you figure a fine line is so deep, however deep it is, and a lot of that's dead skin, if you buff off the dead skin, that line is less deep. But the Clinical Solutions does so much more, because it can go so deep that it's taken off the brown spots. It makes the wrinkles much less noticeable. So people are literally losing, like I told you, I used to have a line here, and I'm giving you I'm shining the light on it, like, I just don't have that line anymore. And I think for pushing 50, that's pretty good. I also am finding that, see that little line right there? That is so much less deep, and that's since I started using this. Of course, I've been on this a lot longer than you have, because I started around Halloween. So the question was, so Julie asked, how many times did you need to use the peel? I would say for me, it was about 3 times. So the first time I used it, and I'm like, looks good. Second time, I'm like, looks good. Third time, I'm like, all right, I'm liking this. You start to get a little bit of the sheen that you get when there's not as much dead skin on there. Twice a week, give it 2 weeks. And sometimes if someone's like, how long it'll take? How long is it going to take? Sometimes I'll say 2 weeks, give it 3 weeks. You know what? Wait, why not? Why not give it an extra week? Sometimes people are so concerned, like, when will I see results? And I'm like, just let it work. You can return it whenever. Give it a minute. Come on. Now, the Clinical Solutions, I have done an entire video just on this. So I'm not going to talk about this for an hour, but I'm going to talk about it for a few minutes. So this is pure retinol 0.5%, which is a dermatological grade retinol. It's called dermacosmetic. So it's not prescription grade. Like Mary Kay is like cosmetic grade, kind of high-end cosmetic grade. And then there's prescriptions that you get at the drugstore. And then there was another line called dermacosmetics, which is like really expensive med spas, the kind of products a dermatologist sells but doesn't prescribe. So this is our first foray into that area. And this is why with this particular product, we have the whole retinization period where they have to ease in, and they have the little chart that comes with it that says on week 1, it's got all the instructions in here. Week 1, you're going to dilute it. It's got the retinol and the facial milk. So they mix them together and use that once a week for a couple of weeks. And then they just use this one with this on top for a couple of weeks, and they ease into it. So, and there people often experience redness, maybe some peeling, a little soreness when they use this. That's totally normal. I've had 23 clients start on this. They all made it through the retinization period. Some of them said, it kind of stings. And I said, it stung for me too. I said, no, it burned for me. It was more like a burning. And she's like, okay. And they worked through it, and now they're using it you know, 5 to 7 days a week. So you just got to let people know about that. And so, you know, the microderm and the peel are for people that just want an exfoliator. And this is for people that either want to turn back time from an anti-aging perspective, or they're even 20. They could be 20 years old and go on this because they just want to keep their skin looking as young as possible. I have seen many photos of this helping significantly with acne, but we can't say that to customers. I'm saying that to you because I've seen it. But they don't have that proof. They didn't test for that. They probably will at some point, but in the meantime, so if someone says I have acne, then you could, and they've been using the Clear Proof maybe, and that's not working, or maybe they don't have super oily skin, but they get adult acne or anything like that. I had a friend that they could try it. I had a friend whose son was on Clear Proof. It wasn't really working. You can't use Clear Proof with this. That's the one, you can't use it. So they took him off Clear Proof, put him on botanicals, and then added this, and the acne was gone. And she started him on it 7 days a week. She skipped the whole chart. All the kids' acne went away. We can't tell people to do that because that's using products not as described. I just want to let you know what the possibilities can be. Paige, do you have a question?
Yeah, does it help with that? Because my niece actually got really bad acne actually after taking Bactrim years back.
Yeah.
She's 25, whatever now. So she got, you know, and but does it help can it help with scarring?
It can help with scarring. It's not going to make pock marks go away, but it can make them less deep. It will also lighten them. So a lot of times people have acne staining that lasts for months or years, and it will help a lot with that also. It helps with pretty much everything, because this is why I can make that ridiculous claim. Because all it does is it takes all the top layers of skin off your face, and it leaves you your best, brightest, newest, healthiest skin. So that's about as good as it gets for a skincare product, right? Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Time-Wise supplements. I already did one, because the microdermabrasion is a Time-Wise supplement. But there's a whole bunch of them more. Right? And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about eye cream, because eye cream can get kind of confusing for people because we have quite a few. Yesterday, when I did the skincare sets, I showed you the 3D eye cream. I showed you the Volufarm eye cream. And then I also showed you the men's set eye cream. And now we have 2 more eye creams I'm going to tell you about. Okay. We have 1 more eye cream we're going to tell you about. This is the age fighting eye cream that they turned into the men's eye cream. So you can't buy this anymore. But if someone wants age fighting eye cream, you sell them the men's one. So actually we just have the 1 more, and this is the firming eye cream. This was the original Time-Wise eye cream, and very, very popular. And then they came out with a 3D set. And the biggest concern people had about the 3D set was, can we still get firming eye cream? Because everyone loved this so much. This is kind of now at this point, a starter eye cream. This is what you start people on. And then as they get a little bit older, they move to the 3D. And then they would move to the Volufarm. So the only older people that would use the firming eye cream, and I have a number of them, are the people that have been using it their whole lives and they absolutely love it. Okay, and it's a great eye cream. It's the thickest consistency, in my opinion, of all the eye creams. But I don't tell people about it anymore. I don't want people on this eye cream. I believe that at some point this eye cream will be discontinued. I don't think Mary Kay needs us to have as many eye creams as we have. So probably this, I don't like to get new people on this because I can't imagine it's going to be around forever. I don't know that, but that's my prediction. I realized that I skipped a question that Alina asked. She asked, can the microderm or the peel be used with the clinical solutions? That's a great question. And during the retinization process, no. Once they're through the 8 weeks, sure, they can use those products. I'm sorry, that's my shh. But once they get through it, they can. But I don't know why you would. If you're on the clinical solutions 5 to 7 days a week, like I'm on that, I've been on it for months, and I love the microderm, and I've got a peel in my bathroom. I like that one too. I don't feel like there's anything left to exfoliate. I just don't. I mean, I don't know if maybe I was going away in the sun and I wanted to take a break for a week for something, like if I was going to be like suntan. I don't know. I can't imagine that they would go ahead with that. So Paige asked, what's it called? Do you mean the firming eye cream? Okay. Yep. Firming eye cream. All right. So the next one I'm going to talk to you about is I'm going to talk to you about the tone correcting serum. This is my favorite supplement of all the supplements, except probably now Clinical Solutions. Okay. Because I have something called melasma. I've talked about this many times, but not all of you have heard. And with my melasma, when it flares, I get brown spots all around here. So on my chin, all around here and on my chin. And it's terrible looking. It's not freckles. It's like weird brown splatches. Melasma is terrible if you deal with it. Some people get it terribly. It's often called the mask of pregnancy because a lot of people like me, it starts with pregnancy. It can I never had it growing up. If I went in the sun, I got a suntan. Now, if I go in the sun, and I'm talking about if I go for a walk from 4 to 5 o'clock with a hat on, but not enough sunscreen, this will come out. And when it comes out, it's there. It's there. It's not going to go away until I do something about it. The Tone Correcting Serum is the first product that I've ever tried, and I've tried everything, including doctor's prescriptions, expensive doctor's prescriptions that I've paid like $100 a month for. That gets rid of this. And its active ingredient is navy bean extract. Now, I know I always tell you, don't worry about active ingredients, but I love knowing this particular active ingredient because a navy bean is white, comes out of the ground green, and the sun bleaches it white. So Mary Kay used that technology to say, what else turns white in the sun instead of turning dark in the sun? And you put it on right after you cleanse. I would put it on right where I have my melasma. It will go away. Right now, I'm completely clear. I do have CC cream on, but even with CC cream, you'd be able to see it. I'm completely clear. That will change. Even though I wear hats and I wear sunscreen, there's going to be some time that I screw it up now that the weather's nice and it's going to come back and this will get rid of it. I love this supplement. It's not for everyone, but if someone says, oh, I got these dark spots, and then, Volufarm will help with that. Clinical Solutions will help with that. But if it's seriously their number one issue, give them a Tone Correcting Serum and it will get rid of it, which is amazing. All right, next product in the Timewise line, we have a couple more, is the Age Fighting Lip Primer. Okay, now I always say that this is not just, I said that was my favorite supplement. This is actually my favorite product overall. Of all of our products, Age Fighting Lip Primer is my favorite. And I always have one up here. I have one everywhere. I have about 6 or 7 of them going at a time. Like one in each pocket, in the console of my car, by my bed, I love them. And what they do is they fight the wrinkles on your lips and around your lips. Okay. I have had wrinkles around my lips since my 20s. And they call them smoker's lips. I didn't smoke, but that didn't seem to prevent me from getting these wrinkles. I think partly they're genetic. I think they're partly for years of drinking with a straw. I think that's the same as smoking when it comes to your things. I got one line right here I'm working on. But other than that, in general, my lips don't look bad. I have small lips, but they don't look bad. But if I can't wear lip gloss, and I haven't been able to wear lip gloss since my mid-20s. If I were to put them on, right up into all the little rivers. This is the first product that has helped me with my lines around my wrinkles. It keeps any product I put on in place, so it won't go into the little rivers. So it holds your product on and it fights wrinkles around your lips. So when you put it on, you don't just put it on your lips. You kind of do a little circle, like you picture like a kid eating an ice cream cone, what they look like after they get it everywhere. That's what you do with this product. It goes on clear. I love this product. If someone says they have wrinkles around their lips, I would go to this product a lot faster than I would go to the deep wrinkle line filler. They both would work well, but this one's so much easier to put on. And I put it on every time I put on any lip color. I put some of this on first. All righty. And then I have 2 final Timewise supplements I'm going to tell you about. Do you still need the tone corrector now that you use Clinical Solutions? So I don't know the answer to that, Julie, and this is why. In the winter is when my melasma is at its best. The only thing that makes it flare is sun exposure. So right around now is when I'm going to get my melasma back, and I'm going to be so careful, but it will come back because there's going to be a day when I screw it up. And then we'll see if the Clinical Solutions takes it away. But so I don't know the answer to that, So Paige asks, I need help to determine what to use first, second, and third. I'm going to tell you how to solve that problem. Yeah, it's like, in what order do I use this? I have no idea. I am going to actually show you where you can find this information because this is really, really important. So I'm going to share the screen.
Like the macro beads first, right? And the small, like the bigger ones first and the smaller ones, whatever, but I don't know which one's which.
Absolutely. So let me show you. So here we are at my InTouch, right? Can you see my InTouch? No, you can't.
No.
Now you can. Okay, so go to InTouch, go to the search bar and write order of application. This is constantly being updated. This is also under Product Central, but I always just do a search, so I don't know why. Okay, so here's the order of application. This is going to list every single Mary Kay product in order. that you would use them. So what you would do with this is you print this off, and then you just go through and you highlight the products that you use, and they are in order. This is very helpful to give people who are on, first of all, do it for yourself. And then also you can, that's how when your customers say, what do I do the microderm before the this, before the that, and you can just print this off. They're constantly updating this. So you'll always know which one, you know.
Awesome, thank you.
No problem. The general rule of thumb is that you want anything that's a serum to go on the cleanest skin possible. So you would wash and then you would exfoliate, and now your skin is as clean as it gets. It's clean and it's been dead skinified. I just made that up. And then you would put on your serum. So whether it's tone correcting serum or Volufarm serum, and most of the serums are in alphabetical order. Like normally, like I know you use tone correcting before Volufarm. You know, they kind of do that on purpose, but check out the form for sure. Great question though. All right, moisture renewal gel mask is, actually I'm gonna do this one first. The replenishing serum plus C, since we're talking about serums, is a high potency serum full of vitamin C and vitamin E. Vitamin C and vitamin E both promote healing and reduce inflammation and reduce redness. This is particularly good for lifting. So if somebody's a time-wise 3D customer, Miracle-Set 3D, and they're not ready for Volufarm, but they're feeling like they're losing a little elasticity, replenishing serum plus C would be great for that. If someone has redness, replenishing serum plus C and E would be great for that. Tone correcting serum is for dark spots. I have a lot of times, I'll have people say to me, I have so much redness, I want to try your tone correcting serum. Well, no, you don't, because tone correcting serum is for dark spots. Replenishing serum plus C and E is for redness and for inflammation and that sort of thing. It's for lifting, okay? If someone is on the Volufarm set, they're not going to need this because the Volufarm set has a ton of vitamin C and E in it. So a lot of these things can be not needed if they're on Volufarm versus 3D. Tone correcting serum is another example of that. Volufarm set does help with dark spots. Does it help enough? I don't know. But if I'm meeting with someone for the first time and they say, I have dark spots and I want a nice anti-aging set, I might say, let's try the Volufarm for a month. Let's see how your dark spots respond to it. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. I have something else for that. I'd rather do that than overwhelm her with too many steps. Right. And that's another way, like Linda was talking about, building trust, like letting people know that, you know, you're not just trying to get every little bit of sale that you could possibly get from someone. I remember once I was at a party and I was trying to do my individual closes, and there was one person that didn't want to leave the table. And she says, I have a question for you. If I could only get one item, should I get the eye cream or the microdermabrasion set? At that time, the eye cream was $26 and the microderm was still $55. And she wasn't going to buy a skincare set. And I said, well, if it were me, I would think being on an eye cream would be more important than microderm. Like that's what I would do. And it changed her whole demeanor because I suggested the lesser expensive item. Because she expected me probably to say, oh, the $55 item is the one that you want. But I agree with that. I think you should be on an eye cream before you add anything else on, because that's so important, because eyes are the first place to go. So I think, anyway, that's sort of an offside story. Okay. Lee and I asked, Mary Kay has other cream for sun protection other than the Time-Wise 3D Day Cream? Yes, we have the Volufarm Day Cream. We have the CC Cream. We have that has 15. We have the Foundation Primer, which also has 15. And then we do have sort of an SPF 50 from our sun care line. It's currently being remade. So we don't actually have it right now, but that is going to come back. The primer crystal is only 15%, not 30%, but yeah, it has sunscreen in it. Okay, so the Moisture Renewal Gel Mask is another mask that we have, and this is a pretty popular one. This is the one that I know helped a lot of people through the retinization process for Clinical Solutions. This wasn't my key product that saved me, but a lot of people did use this one. I really like this product. It's a gel base, it goes on clear, and it adds water to your skin. So you can have oily skin that's dehydrated because your skin has water in it, your skin has oil in it. And so this actually adds water to your skin, which is so good for it. Whether you have dry skin, oily skin, it doesn't matter. And this product is also super gentle. So it's not like the peel that has glycolic acid in it and you better wash it off before you go to bed. A lot of people, what they'll even do is they'll put it on and they will let it, they'll sleep in it. You can sleep in this mask. And when I do that, and I've done that a number of times, when I wake up, it feels sticky. You know, you can still feel it and you have to wash it off, but you wake up and your skin is so hydrated. So it's a great mask with multi-masking, which is a very trendy thing where people use multiple masks on their face at the same time. People usually put the charcoal mask right here in the T-zone, and then they'll use the gel mask on their cheeks and on their neck, since these areas tend to be more dry and these areas tend to be more oily. And so when I do a Facebook Live party, I tend to send everybody the charcoal mask, except the people that get back to me and say, my skin type is very, very, very dry. In that case, I'm not going to send her a charcoal mask. I'm going to send her the gel mask. Okay. Let's talk about the charcoal mask now, since I've already been talking about it. So this is from the Clearproof line. It's not just for people who have breakouts at all. It's not just for Clearproof clients. It's for anyone that struggles with blackheads. Its active ingredients are activated charcoal and also peppermint. And so what it does, I like to use the analogy of like an ant at a picnic. And you see an ant and they're walking along with like a giant crumb that's like 5 times its size, right? And it looks so funny. And the charcoal mask is like that, because what it does is it attaches to the molecules of oil and dirt in the pores. And then when you wash it off, it pulls out several times more than its own size of dirt and oil and, grease and all of that stuff. So it's a great product for anyone who has blackheads. Activated charcoal also helps to bleach skin. So, and have you seen those like bleach toothpaste that you can buy and they're like black and you're like, well, how is that good? But then your teeth come out white. Same idea. But if someone truly tells me I have a lot, and so, it does brighten the skin. Whenever it says skin is brightened, it means it evens out the skin tone. So it will help a bit with that. But if someone has like melasma, like I can get, or just lots of dark spots, I wouldn't go to this first at all. I really go to this for blackheads. But I would go to the tone correcting serum first for a lot of really dark spots, but it will help with that also. So Ali and I asked, can I use the charcoal mask during clinical solutions? I'm blanking on the answer to that. You can't use any of the Clearproof products. You can't use the hydrogel eye patches with clinical solutions. You can't use the replenishing serum plus CNE. Julie says, yes, you can. Okay, great. Thank you, Julie. Yes, you can, Ali and I. I knew it all along. All right. Good question. Thanks for helping me out there, Julie. All right, so let's look at a couple more supplements.
Is that written in like what not to use during it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not written there, because the what not to use form lists all the things they can't use. So I'm looking in the box right now to see if that's listed in there. I don't know if that particular form is in this particular thing, but you can download that right off of InTouch.
I started it, and of course I'm still using all my other stuff.
Say that again, honey.
I started it and I'm still using all my other stuff.
Okay, so it's in there, but you know what I do is I have a letter that I write to all my people. It's like the same letter, I just changed their name. That explains clinical solutions, and it also has some tips about using clinical solutions, and it has that info in there. And if somebody wants to email me after this, not text, but email me, I will find those documents and I will tag you in them on MK Studio. They're on MK Studio, but sometimes things get buried. And those are the 2 inserts that I put in when I sell a clinical solutions.
Thank you.
No problem. One day, the day after I started Clinical Solutions, we did Hydra Session, which is literally every single thing you're not supposed to use with Clinical Solutions. And I survived, so All right, let's talk about eyes. All right. So we have 2 products for under eye puffiness. We have the Indulge Soothing Eye Gel, and we have the Hydrogel Eye Patches. So we're going to talk about the Indulge Soothing Eye Gel too. First, this has been around for a very, very, very long time. Okay, and it's a clear gel. It's a lightest blue gel, and you can put it on. There are a couple of benefits of this. It's very inexpensive. I think it's $16. It's very cooling. It feels good. Some people put it in their fridge to make it cooler. I've done that, and then I always find it 10 years later. Literally every decade, I find one of these in my fridge. So I can't do that because I'll never find it again. But some people do it. I used to sell this to a lot of teachers because it feels so good that like a classroom of kids would get out, and then they would come in and put in the break, they'd put more on. and then the other class or teachers would come in. You can put this over your makeup and it won't mess up your concealer or anything like that, which is a benefit of it. My opinion though about the efficacy of this product in terms of puffiness is that yeah, it helps, but it doesn't help nearly as much as these. Okay, so this is the new one of this and it's better. In my opinion, in terms of being more effective, but we still have a lot of clients that love this. And I still sell this because they're just like, oh my gosh, I love that. I can't live without it. So it's one of those products that just has a really strong following within the company because it feels good and they've been using it forever. But if someone said, I have puffiness, then I go to the Voluform eye cream, first of all, because that's our eye cream that helps with puffiness. And if that's not enough, then I go to the hydrogel eye patches. I never recommend this product because I think it's more for how good it feels, not so much for the way it's going to transform your bags and get rid of them forever. That's my opinion. And this is the Deirdre show today, right? This is not going to be approved by legal and posted on Mary Kay in Touch, so I can say whatever I want. Okay, so the hydrogel eye patches are wonderful. You get 30 pairs in here. So people can use them twice a week, maybe, and they'll last them. I'm getting reorders on these about 4 months. That's my typical reorder. I don't think anyone's ordered them closer than 4 months, maybe once or twice. And I've had people reorder them after 6 or 8 months because, you know, they forgot about them. Some of these like twice a week products are the things that people forget about because it's not part of their daily routine. But these are great products for people that have dark, big bags underneath. The primary ingredient in that is fruit juice. And I bring that up, a lot of citrus juice. And so some people can't use them. They're like, oh, it makes me red and it makes me sore because there's a lot of citrus and fruit juice in them. I don't have a problem with it, except if I'm using it like right after using the peel or something like that. Most people are fine with them. I've sold dozens of those, and I think I had 2 people tell me they couldn't use them. So that's really, really good numbers. But this is a real go-to product. This is also a great gift product because puffiness under your eyes and darkness is genetic. So I have a lot of clients that buy these and buy one for each of their sisters. Buy them for their mom, you know? And so, and I'll ask them, like, I have big puffy under eyes. I will say to them, oh, is that like something in your family? Or is that just, you know, why do you think that is? And a lot of times they're going to say to me, oh, my mom has puffy eyes and my grandfather has puffy eyes and my brother. And I want that information because then when I'm closing her, I'm going to say, would your mom, I don't know if you need any gifts anytime soon, if your mom would like some of these. And I've many, many times had people add on another or 2 other packs of them. And that $40 sale really, really adds up. So people will buy them as gifts, but you got to make that connection. Oh, is it just you? No? Okay. Foundation primer, SPF 15. This product does a few different things. Some people call it spackle for your face. I would never call it that. I think that image is terrible, but I hear that all the time. The idea is that you put it on and it fills the lines so that if you're putting on foundation, it's not going to fall into the lines so easily. It's going to sit on top of it. And some people don't like the way the concealer and foundation will do that. The other thing that this product does is it keeps your foundation on a lot longer. And so one thing you can do with this, and I recommend doing, is to put it on half your face and then put on your foundation and just kind of look. Do that a couple different days. It's not going to make it so that you look weird at the end of the day, but just really look up close and see if you have better coverage on one side than the other. You probably will. So this is SPF 15, so it's not the highest SPF that we have, but it's a little extra layer of sun protection. People need very little of this, the tiniest little bit. If people put on too much, it rolls into little bits. So Lynn is right. She says it feels like silk when you put it on. It squirts out. It looks like Vaseline, and then you put it on, and it like evaporates. It's the coolest feeling thing ever. But if you layer it on, you're going to be picking it off. It's going to be bits. So that's how you know you use too much. That's a little tip about the foundation primer. So anyone that says to you, my foundation wears off by noon, you know, then so a lot of times that has to do with being oily. Or they'll say, did your foundation last a long time? And if they say that, I say, well, I think it does. Do you have trouble with your foundation lasting? And like, yeah, no foundation lasts on me. So you want to find that out because our foundation does last a long time. And a lot of people don't need primer. But if she says that, rather than saying, well, try the foundation, see if it lasts, I would say, you sound like you're someone that would really benefit from a foundation primer. I put it on, it lasts all day. I really recommend. Am I still frozen or no?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to move the spotlight. And I usually can fix myself doing this. All right, I'm gonna shut off my camera, stop video. I'm gonna turn on my camera. And now I'm unfrozen again, right? Okay. All right, and the next product that I'm going to tell you about is the oil-free eye makeup remover. I really probably don't need to tell anyone about this. This is one of our most famous products. The only thing you have to remember about this is that they need to shake it. So it's oil-free, but it does separate. Half of it helps with waterproof makeup. The other half helps with water-resistant makeup. So they have to shake it. Otherwise, they'll just use all the products on the top. It won't work as well. And then they'll be left with the bottom half that won't work as well. So I just say, just remember to shake it every time you use it. And so that's important. Okay, now I'm going to get into the products that saved me during Clinical Solutions. So we have 2 additional hydrators, okay, and they're really, really cute if you haven't seen them. One is called the Intense Moisture Cream. They come in little jars like this. And one is called the Oil-Free Hydrating Gel. So the Oil-Free Hydrating Gel and the Intense Moisture Cream, first of all, they're not anti-aging products. They have no anti-aging ingredients in them. They're extra hydrators for people that feel that they just need more moisture in their skin. I always have an Intense Moisture Cream on hand, but it usually lasts me about 3 years. It usually gets to the point that I start checking the expiration date on it when it's starting to run low, because that's how long it takes me. But if I ever wake up and I don't know if you get like the flakes around your nose, maybe if you had a cold, or sometimes I'll just have some dry patches. I don't put it all over my face. I just do little dry patches here and there. I get it around my nose a lot. And it just solves that problem. When I was doing Clinical Solutions and I was really having trouble with it because I had a lot of sensitivity, as some of you know, I won't tell the whole story, but I was in an accident when I was 22 and I lost all the skin on my face. I was burned. I was in a burn unit. Like it was a bad situation. So I have very picky skin now, and it can react funny to things. So I had a lot of trouble with the Clinical Solutions. I even took a break from it for like 3 weeks because I was like, I clearly can't use this. But then all my friends were like, oh, I kept using it and all that went away. So I was like, fine. So I went back to it and I did get through it, but I would put on the Intense Moisture Cream when my skin was really dry and really tight and really sore. And I would put it all over super thick. I looked like a sitcom person, like the sitcom lady with like the shower hat, like the shower cap on and the bathrobe and the white face walking around like, oh, there's someone at the door. That was me with my Intense Moisture Cream. Totally got me through that process. Would the hydrating gel have worked? Maybe. But the hydrating gel has something kind of famous about it. This is our most gentle moisturizer. So if you have someone that's allergic to everything, they can still use this moisturizer. One product that I think I sold out of, but I have a huge order right there, it's probably in there, is the TimeWise bar. We have a bar form of our TimeWise soap, and that is our most gentle cleanser. Okay. Now I know the Naturally line is very gentle too, but if you have someone that's like, I literally can't use anything, and you give her a TimeWise bar and an oil-free hydrating gel, I've never had someone had a problem with that combination. Is it a full, complete skincare set that'll meet all their needs? I don't know, but is it better than Cetaphil, which truly has nothing in it? Yes, it is. Okay, so those are the 2 hydrators, and these are available on Customized Skincare. All right, next we're going to go on to an oldie but goodie. It's the Age Fighting Moisturizer. The old Miracle set from several years ago had a moisturizer. This is the combination to oily one, because it has the purple bar, right? And then they have the pink bar, and that's the normal to dry one. This is not a product that I promote at this point because we have so many other better products in our line than this product, okay? And I really, truly mean that. I like this product very much, but this product in this formula came out in June of 2000. So this product is 21 years old with a design, not this particular bottle. And so when we got rid of the old Miracle set, people were freaking out because they loved it so much. And the president was, Nathan Moore, was just like, listen, I get what you're saying, but it's a 20-year-old formula almost. Like, we have better stuff now. So this was discontinued. And then people cried. And they said, okay, we'll bring back the moisturizer because people loved this moisturizer. So I still sell this moisturizer to people who were on it before and don't want to switch to anything new. Other than that, I don't promote this moisturizer because it's fine. It's just a regular old basic moisturizer. It's got little anti-aging ingredients in it. It's called the Age Fighting Moisturizer. Okay. And you will sell it when people ask for it by name. So I don't recommend stocking this. I know that some of you are actively working to stock their inventories. I'm not saying don't own one. You could have one, but you're going to sell this to people that you inherit from other consultants, who no longer sell anymore. So it's not a huge seller, but I'm so happy they brought it back, because the people of mine that used it and loved it, they just weren't up for having a day cream and a night cream together. They weren't up for it. And if you have someone like that, it's like, look, I want 1 tube of moisturizer. This would be the moisturizer that you would give her. Okay. Or the 3D day cream without sunscreen that she can use morning and night. Another similar product to this is an extra emollient night cream. Okay. So this is our original moisturizer. This is the original moisturizer. So when Mary Kay first came out, I'm going to show you, it's like super, super hard, like petroleum jelly in there, right? It's got like beeswax, outsourced. Maybe they took out the beeswax to make it vegan. That's possible. Smells like roses. It's got fragrance in it. We don't put fragrance in almost any of our. I think this might be the only product we have with artificial fragrance in it. If they ever discontinued this, people would freak out. But imagine putting a Vaseline-based moisturizer on your face every morning and night. Everyone, even if you're oily. That was the original Mary Kay skincare routine. We made everybody break out back then. We specialized in it. We had 3 colors of foundation that everyone could use. Okay, so this is old. I'm talking like early 60s stuff. But this product has survived. People love it. They put it on their feet. They put it on their elbows. And I have a bunch of little old ladies that found me in my Yellow Pages ad maybe 15 years ago that still order this. And they order them 4 at a time. And they always ask, do you have it in a jar yet? Because it used to come in a jar, and apparently that's bad. So again, this is probably a product you won't ever buy on your own. Because even if I had like really dry feet and elbows now, I might use the naturally moisturizing stick for that. But you'll have some people want that. They'll say, you'll meet a little old lady. I used to buy Mary Kay. Do you have my night cream? She's not talking about the volume from night cream. She's talking about this stuff, the extra emollient night cream. Have her describe it. I have to do this all the time, because I'll have people say, oh, I need another one of my lotions. And I'm like, okay, so which lotion do you mean? Next thing you know, when I am asking questions, she wants the oil-free eye makeup remover. I'm like, that's not a lotion. Or people will say, I get all the time, I need another one of my creams. And I'm like, okay, so which cream? Oh, the one that you use that's for the face. I'm like, okay. So, do you have a picture of it? I get that all the time. Sometimes you have to be a detective. And then eventually I'll figure it out. I'll send it to them and they'll be like, it wasn't this one. You want to go order on my website? But we are detectives, right? We help the people. Okay. All right. So Lynn says she has customers that use it on her kids after sledding. Yes, I will tell you, I have clients that use this on kids' cheeks before sledding. So Florida girls, you guys can go get a drink or something, but I'll tell everybody else. So like your kids got to get like wind burned or whatever, people will put a little thin coat, and then that doesn't happen. It's a little tip. Okay. Okay. Then the last supplement that I have to show you is the satin lipstick. Okay. So this has been around for a long time, but different versions of it. Okay. So it's a sugar scrub, and you use the sugar scrub a couple times a week. You just scrub it in, wipe it off, and then they have the shea butter lip balm that goes on top. A lot of people use this regularly. Most people use it as needed. So they'll use the lip balm whenever they want, but the scrub they'll use when their lips get chapped. Of course, if you use it twice a week, you probably won't get chapped lips, but this product is very, very famous. I sell it a lot, particularly for gifts. It's a great gift item. We wrap it up all sorts of different cute ways for the holidays, in a snow globe and all sorts of different things. But it's a very popular product, and you'll have people ask about that. They'll say, do you have the silky lips? I'm like, well, satin lips, but yes. Oh, and do you have the silky hands? Satin hands, but yes, we have that too. So these are all of our customized skincare facial items and all of our supplements that come within our different lines. There is actually one supplement that I didn't have on hand, and this is the Pore Purifying Serum from the Clearproof set, which is basically high potency salicylic acid. And it's for really clogged pores, like deeply clogged blackheads. And what it does is it actually gets into the pores and pushes them out from the inside. Powerful stuff. So this is for someone with like terrible, terrible acne. I normally don't start people on it. I start people in the Clearproof or Clearproof in a charcoal mask. But if that's not solving the problem, the Pore Purifying Serum might go ahead and solve that problem. So we have our different phases, products, because we don't want to sell everybody everything and make them feel like they need everything. But that is, and I don't happen to have one because I don't sell a lot of it. I find that the Clearproof or the Clearproof in the charcoal mask tends to do it, and I must have sold one and forgot to reorder it. So but it's in the book. Any questions about any supplement, about any customized skincare item, or just about any other Mary Kay item, because I'm here and we have 8 minutes left, because I said this is going to be an hour and I'm done. This is to make up for yesterday when I went over.
So what's the oil mattifier for? Is that to absorb?
Oh, yes. You know what? That was one that I couldn't find. Thank you for bringing that up. So the oil mattifier keeps you from being shiny. So it doesn't really matter if you're dry or oily, because some people are kind of dry, but they still get that big white shininess. And the way that they demoed this for us when it came out was they took I was at a seminar in Dallas, and they took a cookie sheet and they put a piece of wax paper on, or parchment paper. I guess it was parchment paper. And they put a big squirt of the oil mattifier down it and went like this, and it disappeared, right? Then they filled the entire cookie sheet with oil, and then they dumped out all the oil. And the only part that wasn't sticking, making the paper stick to the metal, was where that had. Like, oil cannot stick to this stuff. So you put it in a very, very thin coat where you get shiny. And so it's not for everybody. It's just for people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm always shiny. So they go ahead, they put it on, and then it will keep you from being shiny. Use very little, it will give you a milk mustache. You know what I mean? If you put on too much, it will dry white. And so
Would you put it on, under your moisturizer then?
I think you put it on top of your moisturizer. I'm not remembering off the top of my head enough to put on, say on a video. Check the order of application and it will tell you.
Okay,
I
okay.
think I remember what was going on with that was that for years I told people to do it under and it was over, or for years I told people to do it over and it was under, and now I'm not remembering which one it is.
Okay.
But what I do remember is that you use a tiny, tiny thin coat. I wish my daughters were here because they both use it and they'd be able to tell you for sure. It
Okay.
ends shininess. It stops it.
All
Are
right.
there any other supplements that you guys thought I might talk about that maybe I forgot? I thought I went through the sheet, but we got a lot of products. All right. Any other questions about any skincare products, or if someone were to come to you with a so Alina, you asked about botanical effects. We talked about the botanical effects set yesterday on skincare, but I'll tell you, we talked about the current botanical effects set that came out a few years ago. There is an old botanical effects set that we discontinued, and it will come back, and they brought it back because people complained. But it's, again, the old botanical effects is usually for people who miss the old botanical effects. Although sometimes you do have a kid that is dry skinned or normal skin, and the new botanical effects can be too drying for them because it's more designed for oily skin. And that's when you would break that one out. So that's, again, not a common thing where you find a child with dry skin, but that's where you would pull out that product. Lynn, the lash serum, we're going to talk about that on Saturday morning. I'm going to do all color products and all color related products. So we'll go over that one. And then on Monday, we're going to do body care, body tools. But in the meantime, I'll just tell you about the lash serum because you asked. This is a product that comes in a tube with a little brush on it. And you paint it on your top lashes, you paint it on your eyebrows, and it makes them grow. So it's the over-the-counter version of like a Latisse, if you've heard of that. That's a prescription one, but without any of the bad side effects. Some of the prescription strength lash growers, they can actually take color out of your eyes. Like you can have little, like I have brown eyes. I could have little light brown spots. I met someone that happened to. It can bleach dots of your eyes. I also was at a party once, and a woman was like, I used it and I loved it, and my lashes were so beautiful, but then they all fell out. And she literally had no lashes. And she opened up a picture from 3 weeks before, and she had lashes to die for. And what happens is it works and then the lashes fall out. It's like getting lash extensions. The prescription, our brow serum, our lash and brow serum doesn't do that. It just helps them grow in thicker, and that's it. So if someone has bald spots, you just don't use it on the bottoms. I never really got a good reason why we don't use it on the bottoms, but it's for the top lashes and it's for the eyebrows.
Oh, I didn't know that. I sold a couple of those because people specifically asked me for them. I don't promote them a lot because I'm not really familiar with them. I did not know about not using them on the bottom, so I should go back.
I mean, it doesn't say, don't put it on the bottom. You can't put it on there. They just say, this is designed. My guess what the story is with the bottoms is that they just never tested for that. So Mary Kay has to be really careful about the claims. Like, I know that microdermabrasion helps with blackheads. I know that Clinical Solutions can help with acne. I know these things because I've seen people and I've heard stories and I have friends that have had this happen. But we have to be very careful what we say to people, particularly in writing, because you post on there that something does something that it's not tested for, like Clinical Solutions isn't tested for acne, then the FCC can go after us for false claims. And that's how other direct sales companies have gotten in a lot of trouble, because it's individual consultants just talking off the top of their head. And some of them are really kind of nefarious, like, I made all this money, but they didn't, like just lies. But other times it's just ignorance. And so we say things because we don't fact check, and that's where other direct sales companies have been really fined. Mary Kay has this big legal department. They're always telling us, you can't say that, you can't say that. And it gets annoying. But thank God, I don't want my company to close down because nobody's watching us and we're saying the wrong thing, It's a good, so. All right.
So I have a quick question about the Clinical Solutions. Are they eventually going to do away with the facial peel and microderm, or because like you said, you don't really
I don't think so,
need it?
because not
Okay.
everybody can use Clinical Solutions. It is so
Right.
powerful. Not everybody can use it. Not everybody is interested in an 8-week retinization period and then using it every day. Some people are like, you know what, that's great, but I just need a scrub. If I do it once a week, it's a miracle. So I'll just use the peel.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't think that any of the dermacosmetics, and there's going to be more dermacosmetics that come out. That's the implication anyway. I don't personally know of any,
Right.
though I do just get the product launch box for the products coming out in May.
Oh, I can't wait to get those.
So if you are on target for Consistency Club, finish it, because this month, if you
I
haven't
will.
already, because the prizes are always section 2 of the new items or full size retail things. And we have one thing in particular I'm losing my mind over. Lots of cute things. It's a really good launch. But one thing in particular that my girls lost their minds over. It doesn't make you mad that my teenagers know, but you don't know. Sorry, listen, rules are rules. They might announce it early. There's nothing I can do. All right, I follow the rules. You know me. Melissa, when you become a director in a month, you're gonna find that Mary Kay gets you all the stuff in advance. There's some perks. Consider directorship, ladies. Lots of perks. All right, any other questions? Okay, so we have bingo at 7 o'clock. If you have any guests, come back at 7 o'clock. We're gonna play some bingo. And I hope that this was helpful and you understand some of these products. And a number of the products that I showed today are not our everyday lineup. But at least when you see them in the catalog, now you know who they're for and when you'd recommend them. So thank you so much for being on. The third Product Confident is Saturday from 9 to 10. It's gonna be color and color tools, and everything's gonna be taped. All righty. Thanks, everybody. Oh, Paige, do you have something to say?
No, I was just gonna say, I'm not gonna be, I got a 7 o'clock college thing, tour, whatever tonight, so,
I hear you. Do you have a decision yet?
no.
Not yet. I understand. Hang in there.
No, congrats, Wellesley.
Thank you. Thoughts and prayers that you get your decision soon. It's
Yeah,
not-
you know about the cheese shop, right, in Wellesley?
There's a tea shop?
The Wellesley Cheese Shop,
No, I don't know anything.
right downtown. You'll find it. That, another one, you'll love it.
All right, sounds
Congrats,
good.
though.
All right, take care, everybody. Have a great night.